Okay, in this video we're going to learn how to set up a scheduler roster. First thing we've got to do, obviously make sure that our shifts are set up correctly, all the way that we want them. Now, Salon Studio does have shifts set up by default, but have a look at those and see if you are happy with them. So we're going to click on the setup menu, maintenance, scheduler shifts. Of course, you've got to be a manager or a spa owner to do this. Okay, we're going to click on setup shifts. It comes preloaded with normal shift, early shift, late shift, split shift, and off. Okay, our normal shift is from 8 o'clock to 5, which is a total of 9 hours. Then our early shift is from 8 to 12, which is, we've got to set up the time there. Okay, I've just got everything preloaded as 9. Our late shift is from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock, so we would set up the times there. And our split shift is from 7 to 12, and then this is our split shift edit boxes here, and these are from now 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and then off would be 7 to 5 o'clock, and let's make it 7 o'clock here to 5 o'clock. Okay, so that's basically how you set up the roster. Now what we can do to get it quickly is just normal shift. Let's just calculate the hours over here. So okay, so we've got 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. What's that? 9 hours, that's right. Our early shift is from 8 to 12, which is 4 hours. And our late shift is from 12 to 5 o'clock. That's 5. And your split shift is from 7 to 12, which is 5 hours. And then from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, that's 3 hours. So 5 and 3 is a total of 8 hours. And off, obviously you off from, let's just call this 8 o'clock like a normal working day, to 5, which is 9 hours, you're off for that. Okay, so we're happy with that. We can go ahead and click OK, and our schedule shift setup is basically done. Okay, for the next step now, there's 2 ways to add a scheduler, a roster I mean. So we click on the scheduler, and we're going to click on employee roster. So currently we are in March, okay, April. So it's the 3rd of April. We don't have a roster for the 3rd of April. There's 2 ways to do this. We can right click and use one of the tools we've got here, or we can just go ahead and click on the new wizard roster. So we can click on new roster. Welcome to the roster wizard. This wizard will help you set up your roster in 2 easy steps. Click next to continue. So we go ahead and click next. Okay, we've got 2 choices here. We can create a clean roster for a month with all employees, all of our employees, or we can create a roster for a new month from an existing month. Let's say if we were already set up a roster previously and we just wanted to copy it over from an existing month, and then obviously just go change a few days for selected employees. We're going to go ahead and create a new roster, and then we're going to define it together. And click on next. So I want to select one for April because we don't have one. I can click any dates in April. I'm just going to go ahead and click the 1st of April. Click next, and that's all it needs. So the wizard has enough information to set up your roster. Click finish to create your roster. So we can go ahead and click finish, and it's done for us. Okay, so all we've got to do now is cancellations I'm not interested in, so I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to remove that line. So for therapist 1, let's just go ahead and make a normal shift for therapist 1. So let's just call her normal. Second day is early, late, and then she does a split. So let's just carry on doing that. So that's an early, normal, late, early, normal, late, and so on. Early, normal, late, etc., etc. Okay, so I just went and finished this schedule shift for therapist 1. I just paused it so you guys don't have to actually sit and watch me do it all. So that's it there. There's 30 days in April. So that's your entire shift. Now, We can go ahead and carry on doing that, or there is another way. You can just remove all these lines here. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove them, because this is, after all, the first time that I'm doing it. And I want to save on a little bit of time, and Salon Studio makes it quite easy for me. Remove all lines, remove line, remove line, remove line. You'll notice that you can only do them one at a time, so that you guys don't make a mistake and delete everything. Okay, so we've got Therapist 1. Now, Therapist 2 is pretty much the same. She's just got a few days that are different. So I'm going to right-click on Therapist 1. I'm going to say Create a copy for this item. So it's created an entire new shift. Now, all I have to do is select Therapist 2. And I'm going to go change the 5th of April to a split shift. And I'm going to go change the 9th of April to an early shift. Let's say that was the only difference. Now I want to make a copy again of Therapist 1. And I'm going to select Therapist 3 for that one. And I'm going to change this one for early and early. And let's just make this split. And the last day of the month, let's just go make that, I don't know, well, early shift. Okay? So that's that. Now, Therapist 4 is pretty much similar to Therapist 2. So I'm going to go and select Therapist 2. And then I'm going to create a copy for that item. So that's it. And I'm just going to go and select Therapist 4 then for that. And then Therapist 5 is similar to Therapist 3 in my example. And I'm just going to do that. And let's just go add a few more. Let's just make an amendment to that. She's off there. And she's off there. She's off on the 7th. And she's back normal on the 8th. Okay, you get the idea. You can go and change. Let's just say that she's off on that weekend as well. So that Saturday she's off. Okay. And then I can right click on that one because Therapist 6 now is going to be pretty much similar. They're both off on those weekends. And if I just take them off here, make them off as well. Okay, that's that. I can go ahead and save that, and that's my roster done. Now, previously I had made a roster, a proper full one for March. So I'm going to just go ahead and click on March. And you'll notice that all my therapists are there. So I've got 9, 10 therapists. Now, I know that in May, I don't want to sit and do what we've just done for April. I don't want to add them one by one. I want to create my entire roster from March. And then obviously just go change a few little things. So how would I do that? Well, it's quite easy. I can right click. So let me just select May first. Right, I can right click here and I can say I want a new from or just a new roster. We're going to go ahead and choose new from. Okay. Note that the date that I'm actually looking at creating is the 5th, okay, which is May. But I want to create it from March, so or whichever month it was. In my example here, it's March. So I'm just going to select the 1st of March. I'm going to click OK, and voila, the entire scheduler has been copied over, but created for May. Now there is another way to do this, of course. You can select the wizard, which most of you will probably prefer. You can click on next. This time we're not going to select all employees for the new month. We're going to go create a roster for a new month from an existing month. So we're going to click on that. And my from date would have been March. And I want to create it for June because we've already made one for May now. So I'm going to click on next, finish. And it's created. If I just click on June, there's my entire roster. Now I can go ahead and make a few changes to every single one of my therapists, whichever one is going to be off and split and whatever you're looking for. And that's that. That's how you create a roster. You can click on save and your rosters are done. 2 easy steps. Thanks for watching.